This week on DRC, we talk a little bit of Hearthstone and a lot of bit of Pokemon. We have some rumors about maybe a Khara expansion, and we talk about a top deck that's in the meta right now. All that and more. DRC starts right now.
You're listening to the Death Rattle Crew, a Hearthstone podcast.
Tower of Khara, a Hearthstone adventure.
DRC, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Death Rattle Crew Hearthstone podcast. This is episode 74. I am one of your hosts, Mike Tech2, joined by Matt Mushu Hill.
Good morning. It's cold, it's raining, it's wet, and let's do it.
And Bradford Lee.
Good afternoon. It's dry. It's sunny. It's beautiful.
Let's do it. Get me in. Get me fucking in.
Nice. Don't forget, you can follow us at www.deathrattlecrew.com. Email us at mail@deathrattlecrew.com. Find us on your podcast catcher of choice on Twitch, YouTube, all those places. Just search Death Rattle Crew. Bradford Lee, where can people find you?
Twitch.tv/Bradford Lee.
Perfect. So this week, I want to come where it's nice, and because today in the good old Southeast, North Georgia, it was 99 degrees, and the humidity was off the charts. It sucks.
Let me put that into my converter. Hang on.
Yeah, I don't. Oh, yeah.
Here, I'll convert it for you. That's hot as hell.
Hey,
with
what's
that humidity level?
What's Fahrenheit and Celsius? What is that, dadgummit?
37 degrees. Man, that's a good day.
Oh yeah, is it?
Yeah, dude. Anything below 40, and you're Gucci.
It was gross. Like, okay, so it was like 9 o'clock this morning, and my windows are still like, yeah, it's sunny, but it looked like it rained because there's so much condensation on
From
the
the
windows.
humidity.
Yeah.
Oh my
There's
god.
so much
bad.
sweat. There's so much sweat
Yeah.
from your house, just like losing its shit.
It's-
It's 99.
You know, we were talking about this. Me and my wife always talk about this because we moved to North Carolina, a couple states over, a couple years ago, and moved back. But we both grew up in the South or in Georgia, and we always say that because the last 2 years we've had kind of mild summers. But we remember as kids, like you put on just a shorts and a t-shirt, and you go outside, and as soon as you close the door, you're already sweating. It's just gross. But we haven't had those last couple of summers, but it's back. Maybe global warming isn't real. Maybe that's what I'm taking away from this. And
Nah, it's real.
Confirmed
I'm
real.
global climate change.
I'm kidding,
to
by
be
the way.
exact.
Yeah.
I know.
Confirmed on Bradford Lee stream.
Right.
Well,
But yeah, so that was the Georgia weather, in case you were wondering.
Dude, it's been intermittently blasting down from the heavens in where I am, which makes for some interesting days for not owning an umbrella
that's
or a raincoat. Things I should probably avoid.
Yeah. Is it the season right now for that?
'Tis the season for yellow swag, also known as winter. Yeah, no, it's definitely the season for it. It's
Okay.
not good.
Yuck.
what's the weather where you're at right now? In Celsius.
Right, it's not raining anymore, so hang on. In Celsius, it is, let's see, current Perth temperature.
It's like 75 in Fahrenheit.
11.
Where I am. It's like perfect.
It's 11 degrees Celsius here.
Hmm.
So
No
it
idea
would
what that
be
means.
probably like, let's see.
Let's find out. It's 51 degrees Fahrenheit. Oh, that's really nice, actually, temperature-wise.
Yeah.
Fuck off, it is.
That's like my ideal temperature. I like that temperature.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I like being refrigerated.
You'll be preserved for a lifetime now. You'll
Yeah,
never
yeah.
die.
I'll never die.
So, what else is going on? Brad, what's going on with you? We'll start with you.
Not much. Last week, yesterday. Literally yesterday, I went and hung out with the guys at Hearth Coach,
Nice.
and played the sweet Beneath the Grounds Inzoth Yogg deck that I've been messing around, or Yogg Rogue deck that I've been messing around with.
I heard
really,
about that. Yeah.
fun.
I was listening to you guys talk about that last week, and I was like, Beneath the Grounds. I can't put a face to that card. It's
It
just
sounds
like
gross.
It's
beneath the
actually
grounds.
been pretty darn good. The problem is that you live and die by the Yogg and the Beneath the Ground, so like sometimes you just lose to the deck.
Yeah.
Which is why it's not like tier 1 or anything, but it's super, super, super fun. And it's awesome to be able to go Beneath the Ground and then just be like, ambushed, ambushed, ambushed. And be like, 3 mana, 12, go. It just feels fantastic.
It seems like there are a lot of people who are quite butthurt about Hearthstone at the moment. Case in point, the young Southeast Asian Neilio said he lost a free trip to Brazil for a tournament because of he to quote lost an unlosable game to Yogg-Saron. I was like, but hurt.
Oh, you know how I
Wait,
feel
where
about
do you
that
fall
card.
on that?
Yeah,
On the Yogg train, Mushu.
I'm all for the Yogg train.
You would be.
Jeez.
Yuck.
Yeah, of course.
Matt.
Well, I'm glad you're back to the podcast.
Anarchy.
But I don't know if I agree with your Yogg-Saron opinion. That being said, Mushu, what's up with you, man?
Just doing the single life things, using Tinder to the fullest of my abilities.
Yeah. You swiping left a lot?
No.
I don't know what that means.
I love most women, Mike, and it means I spend a lot of time swiping right. I also got very, very deep in this little game called Pokemon Go. I am so fucking balls. I'm at level 20, and for those of you playing at home,
skill cap change.
I've got 4 lucky eggs ready to go for when I cannot be fucks grinding. And I've got about 300 Pidgey candies ready to go. So I'm level 21. So when I crack a lucky egg and evolve a bunch of Pidgeys, I'll go up to probably 22, 23. And then I've got all these first tier basic Pokemon that I've got for example, Crabby into Kingler, Voltorb into Electrode. I've got all those ready to go to evolve when I put this lucky egg. So my Pokedex should be close to over 100. I don't know.
Nice.
I just really got to get out. There's a few more spots I got to check out in Perth. Like I've been to Kings Park, which is now being referred to as KP, previously the Safari Zone, because there's a strip of it's where all the war memorial stuff is, or a large portion of it is in Perth, and so every other memorial stone is a Pokestop. So there's a line of about 25 that you can just walk down or drive very slowly down. And so this is a heritage park, and would maybe see a couple of people each night. But then when Pokemon Go comes out, about 3 days into it, about a couple of thousand people started rocking out up at this park at nighttime, and it's so ridiculous. All the traffic, all the car parks are full, so we had to park on the side of a road, like some bumfuck nowhere. It was ridiculous, dude. The first night I was there, it was crazy. Just thousands of people. Like, if you were security working at Kings Park, you just would have been freaking out because you had no idea where all these people came from. They were just huddling around, doing these little walks, sort of chasing their smartphones around. It looks great. I feel like I've rode high because I work in the city. So on my way from the train station to work, I'm playing Pokemon Go. At lunchtime, I'm saying, fuck the food. Let's go play Pokemon Go, taking our lunch break. Then after work, I do a couple laps around the city before I go. When I get tired, I go home. And it's just like Pokemon Go for life, I think. So basically, I'm riding this roller coaster of nothing but Pokemon Go. And my friend is pretty handy with the laser cutter sort of thing, and has made team badges. So I don't know if you know about the 3 teams. They're the blue and yellow team. And he made these really baller, little yellow badges that he's selling. He's making a killing off because he's selling for $10. They're really high quality, dense plastic. It looks really cool. And so he is making a tidy profit off those. So if you have the Pokemon Go idea, do it now.
Now's the time, yeah.
Cash in.
TLDR, I have not opened any other game except for Pokemon Go for the last since the weekend it came out. So it came out on a Wednesday, and on the Sunday I fell deep, boys. I fell deep. I haven't even looked at the Legion patch, the pre-patch for WoW. I did I did challenge modes on World of Warcraft, which was very broken as fuck. Because we had, for those anyone who knows anything about challenge modes or WoW, enhancement chamois are considered one of the most broken classes in challenge modes because they have what's a capacitor totem, which after 2 seconds, once you glyph into it, stuns all enemies around for 5 seconds. We had two of those. And then there's another talent called Call of the Elements, which resets that totem. So we had four massive AoE stuns, which just made it terribly easy. And yeah, I've been sort of following along the Hearthstone scene from Twitter. Just a lot of butthurt about Yogg-Saron from what I've seen.
Yep.
Here we
I
go.
have like article, Yogg-Saron could kill competitive Hearthstone. It's like bullshit. This article will kill competitive Hearthstone.
Dude, that article was total clickbait though.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, definitely. It's just like you're such a terrible person. Like you clickbaity motherfucker. It's just I don't know. But maybe they have an incentive to do that. But it seems like it seems like it almost because you guys were saying last week how the meta's basically solved. Maybe Yogg-Saron is like the answer to that. In that it's sort of like the old druid. It has a chance to beat anything because you can just Yogg-Saron and win the game.
Right.
We could Yogg-Saron and still lose the losing game. I mean, it just doesn't seem there's enough of a downside at the moment.
That's exactly where it's at right now.
And
Word for word.
I'm happy to ride out this tier until this current set until the next expansion, new adventure comes out, as we alluded to in the opening. I'm happy to ride out Yogg randomizations. That was one of the first decks I played, was like the Miracle Yogg, because it's just so fun. I mean, I'm all for Yogg-Saron, but then
I don't like it.
It is a fun card. It's just not like competitively fun in my opinion. Like it sucks that it's a little bit too powerful. It sucks that it's one of the most powerful cards out of the whole set.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever. We talk about this every week, I feel now. I'm over it.
It's an issue. People get yogged, getting nice and yogged. Dude, it's good times. I definitely understand your frustration as a competitive player, but I don't think it's. I think there's like workarounds. Obviously, you don't want to have to tailor your lineup to counter a Yogg decks, but I don't know.
Well,
I have really
actually
been
sent out a Facebook. I'm part of this like Skype group that are a bunch of people who test Hearthstone decks and play competitively. And I put a message in it yesterday. I was like, you know what? Screw it. I'm just playing a 4 Yogg lineup, and so I've just decided I can't beat them. I'm just gonna join them and play a 4 Yogg deck from here on out. I'm just like,
That's
fuck
nasty.
it. Yeah, I mean, what else can I do? It's like the card is that good that you could play like 2 or 3 Yogg decks and be relatively competitive with your deck, no matter what, because Yogg will win you enough games.
Right.
And so I just said, screw it. I'm just gonna build 4 Yogg decks. I'm gonna play Tempo Yogg Mage. Gonna play the Yogg Druid deck. I'm gonna play Yogg Warrior or Control Warrior. And then I'm going to play Yogg, Cthulhu, Beneath the Grounds Rogue and call it good.
Mm-hmm.
And just meme everybody in the tournament setting. Just be like, yep, whatever. Until it changes, I'm going to be part of it. I'm going to cause a problem.
You can see how tense Brad is talking about this. You can see it in his facial hair. It's just like very straight. He's just, fuck this squad. I don't want to do it.
I don't. I can't stand you. Can't stand you.
Can't stand you. Yeah, dude, it's just... it's good. I like it. I like that it kind of like makes Hearthstone a little bit less serious. I definitely understand that point, but what you gonna do?
I don't know.
They're not gonna change it.
About it.
They're not gonna change it.
Because it's great for like a fan base. They're not gonna change it.
Yeah.
It's a fantastic card for that. It's just like
Is it good for the tournament fan base though?
They're gonna watch either way though. So
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we kind of talked about it last week.
there.
It's like watching a baseball game, and then they're winning. He might hit a home run, and then someone comes out in the field and just shoots him. Like, well, that's part of the game. RNG. I guess your time's up. That's how I feel. Like that's just what it feels like. It's like there's no his battery average is so there's no way he could lose. Oh, he just lost. Yeah, I don't know.
This is the most weird analogy.
I know it's I don't know.
Someone shot him in the face. What?
He's dead.
Not winning now. No, I don't know. I just don't like it. I don't like it. Rip. That's
Yeah.
it. Feels bad. Feels bad, man.
Yeah. Let's quit bantering about it because I feel like it's all we do
Yeah.
anymore.
Let's banter about how Hearthstone is like 3.5 years old, and Mike still isn't legend yet.
It's a good
not
point.
3 years yet, is it?
It's close.
Pretty
Close.
close.
14, 15, 16. We're getting close to it.
Mhm.
Get your shit together.
No, it's not happening.
I
One day.
dude, I had a story to tell. Remember, like when I first started working full time, in the first couple of weeks I made legend. Like it was the fastest I've ever made legend. And then the month after that, the month of June, I did not make legend. I was up until like 2 a.m. Like at least midnight one night. I got to like rank 2, then got to Motivex rank 3, and I was just like, no, I'm done. I have fucked up. So it was kind of interesting to see after I had succeeded so hard in the first month of working full time, the next month it was sort of like, no.
Yeah.
And now it's what's it can't be fucked. It's like I have fucked up and not made enough time for this. It's like
Okay.
it wasn't I could be fucked, so I just didn't put it ahead because I did so well last time.
Yeah.
And so now I've got 10 days left. Basically, I'm waiting for the Pokemon Go service to crash for like a day or two, and then we'll, which is definitely possible. I mean,
Right.
people are hacking groups are making threats against Niantic that they're gonna like DDoS it down, and I was
Yeah.
like, oh, this is why we can't have nice thing. Can't go around just fucking DDoSing people for shits and gigs, and like billions of people. I don't know if it's billions, but probably millions of people at least are enjoying this game.
Oh, it was like what is it? It overtook what Google Maps and something else, right?
Took over
It was
Twitter.
Yeah.
number
okay.
one news app at the moment.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's larger than Twitter now.
I also they got money out of me. I had to buy in-game gold because I was coming back from it's a place called Point Parent in where I live, which is a hub for Pokemon at the moment. And we're driving back, and a Raichu spawned. Now anyone who plays this game realizes how rare a Pikachu is, and so you need 50 Pikachu candies. You get if you transfer the Pikachu you catch, you get 4. So you need like 13 Pikachus to evolve into a Raichu. And this was a Raichu. It was like 1100 combat power, which is pretty good for what you want. And rare as fuck, basically. And I didn't have any Pokeballs. And so I had to buy Pokeballs, and I bought 20, and
I gotcha.
it ran after 13. I had, because Raichu was, and because I'm up to Ultra Balls, usually if I had Ultra Balls, it wouldn't be red, it'd be like orange or green or something that'd be easy to catch. But I did not have that. And the worst part of the story is my housemate who was driving caught the Raichu, and not good. And dude,
Which one is the red-haired one?
no, this is the smelly one.
Not deserving of it then.
The redhead one is he sort of got around it a bit, but then I don't know, he's not really playing at the moment. He sort of every time I'd be like, oh dude, we're going for a poke walk with me and the smelly want to go for a poke walk. Let's go. He's like, no, I'm good. It's like, fuck, get your ass in the car. I've seen more of my city and surrounding areas in the past week and a half than I had in the previous 6 months, thanks to Pokemon Go.
Nice. Yeah, I'm
It's
hearing a
actually
lot.
pretty good.
Yeah, I'm hearing a lot of people say that.
Just like, there's a city out there. It's beautiful.
All right. Well, are we ready to get into meta anatomy?
I don't know, mate. Are we?
I think we are. Let's take a quick break. We'll be right back.
DRC would like to thank Brainiacs for their support of this podcast. If you have a tech idea for improving your business's workflow, Brainiacs can provide a turnkey solution to specifically fit your needs. You can contact them at www.brainiux.com.
And welcome back. This is Meta Anatomy, your one weekly stop for everything Meta in Hearthstone. I'm Tech 2, joined by Mushu, Bradford Lee, and Meta. Let's just start there. Anything changed, guys, for the past week? Anything?
There's one deck that has changed slightly.
Okay.
It is this Raging Worgen deck that has been floating around that Neville's took to, well, actually, it made rank 1 on all 3 servers last season. So it's for real, for real. It's basically the Raging Worgen deck the combo deck that runs Faceless Manipulator, Raging Worgen, and Charge as its combo pieces. And then also you get like Rampage, Inner Rages, and like what's the other one? Cruel Taskmaster in order to hit for up to I think it's like 46 or something like that, over 40 damage in one turn. And the whole idea of the deck is it's running, instead of its cycle cards have changed a little bit. It's running Commanding Shout. And the reason to run Commanding Shout, which if anyone remembers, it says your minions can't be reduced below 1 health this turn. And then it says draw card. So for 2 mana, it says your minions can't be reduced below 1 health. Well, the card you're comboing it with is Wild Pyromancer. So what that effectively allows you to do is you can play Wild Pyromancer on the board, then you can play your Commanding Shout, and then it'll do 1 damage to everything, and then the Wild Pyromancer will not die at that point, and so you can just unload a bunch of random spells that you want to get rid of, like maybe you want to cast a Blood Ichor, maybe you want to cast an Inner Rage, and then you can just clear their board, and you're left with a 3/1 you pass, and you're also digging through your deck at the same time. So the deck is did really, really well last season, and in my opinion, the deck's really, really strong. But in my opinion, I would suggest that the meta has kind of adapted already to it, especially at High Legend. I think people already know how it goes and what's going on with it. And not only that, but the deck is better with Surprise Factor. But it's a really cool deck, and everyone should check it out.
I am always curious as to how combo decks just sort of like rise to the ranks, because I think, as you mentioned just then, is that big surprise factor. The fact that no one really knows what's going on initially. They're like, just sort of like, what? There's some kind of strange warrior deck out of nowhere. The 40 damage Worgen turn, and it's like, fuck me dead, I'm dead.
Yeah.
And so I think I just basically copy what you just said, that now the meta has adjusted, it gets worse, but the surprise factor is very good for combo decks because it gives you more time. It gives you so much more time because people are like, what's going on?
I guess they don't recognize that they have to just hit your face as quickly as possible until like turn 7, instead of like now the people know they know by like turn 4 you need to hit their face as quickly as possible. Like it just changes the dynamics of the matchup, just like you're saying.
Yeah. Now more meta questions. Bradley, how's the stream numbers been since the HCT America's Championship?
Higher than normal for sure. I did take that. I was gone for that 1 week afterwards.
Yeah, I feel like that would
kind of. Yeah, I feel like I shot myself in the foot there, I guess you could say.
It's much of a muchness, I feel. Like, obviously, you definitely would have lost X amount of viewers because there's a bit of a time lag between when you were on, I guess, effectively Hearthstone TV and when you were streaming again. But at the same time, if you don't take that break, it's very likely that you burn out and then put on a shit show and lose those people anyway. So it's sort of like, I think this is probably the better line to take, where you do take a break, you come back feeling refreshed, ready to stream. And I think you did the right thing. Definitely, I would take the same line. Like, obviously, if you felt like you weren't going to burn out, then 100% don't go on your forest adventure. But no, it's probably a good thing. Did you feel better for it? Was it good times?
Yeah, it was a good time. That was definitely fun. It was cool hanging out with my dad too. Like, I just don't get to do that much anymore, so that's always awesome.
Dude, neither.
I know, it's kind of weird. It's interesting too, because over time I feel like I grow disattached to my family, but they're so still awesome. You know, and then I come back and I'm like, damn it, why are my family so cool? But yeah. So I don't know. The stream's going pretty well. It's consistently larger than it was before, and I'm just having fun now with it, which is cool. Having a lot of fun. I recently got a sound mix. Like, I got a mix board, and I because I did well at the HCT, I had some extra money now, and so I've invested in a mic, all that kind of stuff that I've been talking about for a while. But the biggest thing is now I'm starting to work with like sound effects, and I'm going to start doing EQ settings so that I can do like different voice tones and different presets, so that I can just basically mess around with anything audio that I have available to me now, so I can have a little more fun on the stream as well.
Mm-hmm. You branching out other games on the stream, because I think that's the big way. That's the big way to solidify yourself as a streamer rather than a Hearthstone streamer. Is to branch out a little bit. Like there's some fun games coming out soon. I mean, World of Warcraft Legion is coming out.
I mean, I did do social eating yesterday, and I did eat a burrito on stream yesterday. It was awesome.
What is this? What is social eating?
I know it's pretty big in Korea, streaming people eating.
Yeah, it's where all the cam girls go now. Pretty much is from what I understand.
Eat a big,
not all of them, but
Eat a big hot dog. Just like,
Yep, exactly. Yeah,
What?
apparently it's like banned to eat bananas on stream in China now because of it.
Oh,
Like,
I did
that's
see
a
that.
thing
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
banana.
But apparently when I was doing it, I was the only male that was streaming social eating, and basically it's just you sit there and
Bananas.
eat on stream. And so I was just describing the burrito I was eating, and it's like, "Mm, this touch of lime is so nice. It really adds to the flavor and texture of this white bread or tortilla or whatever, white flour tortilla." It was fantastic. Made my day.
What? I feel so behind the times, like social
Yeah,
eating and
what do you do with your life,
God,
man?
nothing.
You're not on social eating. Your room's a mess from the webcam that I can see. What the hell are you doing?
I
You
feel
got a prison haircut.
yes, that's what I tell people. You got your haircut, yeah. I wanted to say, I said, I decided to go with the, oh my God, the convict look.
Yeah, I was visiting someone in prison and they were having a haircut day, so I said, why not? And here we are.
I wanted to be inclusive, so. Oh my God.
The only thing that is like kind of still looks nice about your room, besides you, of course, is the Hearthstone poster behind you. But you can see my
Yeah.
Anaheim 2015 poster, kindly provided by Blizzard SEA. So shout out to those guys. But I did trek it all the way to
That's
Singapore.
Singapore, right?
Yeah, some big fat guy, and there's a mouse involved and everything. It's all going on. So, Bradford Lee, are you legend? It is 20 days into July.
I am not legend yet. I've been messing around with this deck. I got to rank 2 with it, but then I just went on a huge losing streak, and I'm just kind of messing around with it. I'll get legend. Don't you worry.
Oh, I'll get legend. I'll get
legend.
Man,
Don't you
all we
worry
have to
about
do
it.
is break the Pokemon Go servers, and I'll be okay. That's it. Or I have to do level 30.
So that's how you'll get to legend. It's just wait for Pokemon Go to go down.
Pretty much. It's all like I'm going to a Pokemon pub crawl on Sunday.
Oh,
Are you really?
Dude, I've been to a couple of it. Like the first event I went to where I really like drank the Kool-Aid was we went to and then to KP, aka Safari Zone. And that was really awesome. That was when I had my first experience to the magnitude of this game. And so like yeah, my friend who is very deep into the cosplay world, a lot of his friends are very deep into the cosplay world as well. So they do like all these kind of things. Like we had people were making this one woman was making these Team Instinct bandanas, which is the yellow team with Zapdos on it. And so fuck me, dude. TLDR, there are a lot of events going around, and it's a lovely time to be in the city.
Nice.
The rest of the time, I would rather be in the country like you, Brad. Well,
I mean, I'm looking at birds out in out my window right now, so I pretty much have the greatest life ever. There's a warbler flying around, nice yellow, like almost like a golden finch looking. It's beautiful.
That one thing I found very interesting about the H. It's been so long since I've been on because I've just been sleeping in. But
Yeah.
so I haven't been able to talk to you about this. But like the amount of they made you out to be like this big hippie on the HCT broadcast. Like they're all about conservation and green and constant references to you being a druid and things like that.
Yeah, they wanted to paint some sort of picture, and I was like, I don't care what you guys do, that's fine. Like it's whatever, dude.
Yeah.
You know. And I mean, it's accurate to who I am, but it's interesting that was the major focal point that they chose. So I don't know. There were definitely other things to talk about.
I would have fun with red hair.
Just talk about that.
The obvious, right? Yeah.
Just the interview with Frodo, and he's like, "Well, Brett has red hair." And that's it.
Yeah.
How was he? He's my pick.
What was Frodo like at IRL?
He was okay. He was also like heavily involved with his phone. He was like now that we live in a post Pokemon Go world, he was in that same lifestyle pre Pokemon Go, but with other things. So he was just really involved with other things in his time. So we didn't really communicate as much with him as much as I did with like TJ, Khara, and Raven for the most part were the three that I hung out with the most. But he's really down to earth for the most part. He just he's got other things going on at the same time, and yeah.
Aura is gorgeous. It's just definitely going to bring some talent to the analyst desk.
I hope she sticks around.
Oh yeah,
she's cool.
Yeah, it's good times. Did anyone get like ridiculously drunk? Was there like big drink up at the end of the event?
Yeah, that was generally me. So
it's all of the South. All of the South.
I hung out with a lot of the ESL people and stuff, and we went out to the bar and hung out. That was really cool. The night after I lost, and then PNC, he was from Argentina, so he lost his match, and then Argentina lost Copa America that same weekend. So he was just like, he was devastated. So we went out to the bar with him.
He was looking for a gun, which I hear not just I've come by in that part of the world.
Yeah,
with California.
Yeah. California.
But yeah, it was pretty fun. The HCT was cool. I'm glad to have experienced it and been a part of it. Do you know what I didn't show you guys was the sweet swag, not swag.
Swag?
You ready for this? You ready for this? They gave me a Hearthstone wallet. First off, let's see if you can see that. Boom!
Man.
Open that pack. Boom.
Wow!
And then they also gave me an Overwatch backpack, and the backpack's actually really kind of saved my life because that night that I got drunk and went out. It was like 5 a.m. was when I was supposed to get my ride to the airport, and they call my hotel room at like 5:15. They're like, "Where are you?" And I'm like, "Oh God!" And so I'm still drunk, so I got up and just grabbed my backpack and expected we were going back to the studio to like do B-roll stuff or do the championship stuff again because we've been doing the last 4 days. So I just get down there and then I see the airport shuttle guy and I'm like, "Oh." I'm gonna go back upstairs real quick. I have to go grab something. I forgot it upstairs, and I just had all my shit strewn everywhere, because I just was drunk until 2 a.m. and then slept for 2 hours, And so immediately I grabbed that backpack, the Overwatch backpack they gave me, and I just started stuffing it with stuff, just anything I could fit in. So I had extra space to not have to pack them that way, and so I packed on the drive over and was able to get there in time and not miss my flight, luckily. So
nice.
Thank you, Blizzard, for the Overwatch backpack and making me not miss my airplane because of it.
Yeah, no, it sounds like you made some rookie decisions. Number one, on the last night of a trip, you always pack before you go out drinking. That is the golden rule.
Oh, I know. I planned on not sleeping. That was the goal originally.
Number two, being drunk on a plane, particularly if you're sobering up. Well, if being drunk on a plane, you have to keep the buzz going. Otherwise, sobering up on a plane is one of the worst experiences I've ever had.
Yep. Altitude difference.
Yeah, it's just man, I'm gonna die. Oh. Yeah, because one time I was going to the eastern side of Australia and smashed 3 pints before I got on the plane with some buddies, and it was just halfway through the flight, say, "Kill me, just do the sweet thing and kill me." I remember someone bringing up earlier in the month. It might have been different. I think it might have been the Angry Chicken talking about potential ladder remakes, like fixing the ladder. And I think, do you think squishing the ranks? I think almost the last 10 ranks, so from 25 to 15, in my eyes, are more or less redundant. Controversial opinion.
So what do you mean by squishing though? You mean just
start at 15 to 1. Yeah, start at 15 and go to 1, and then everyone gets pushed up a bit. You sort of tackle it at two ends because you tackle the people who are oh, you have to play too many games to get to legend, and you also sort of obviously the detrimental side is you inflate the pool at the bottom level massively instead of distributing it.
I think also you make the new player not get those the bit achievements of leveling up as much. So which is the downside because initially it's that you start 25 for the purpose of those first 5 making you feel accomplished, even though you've just kind of just started. It's that oh you get something for nothing really kind of feeling. It's
actually now that we fleshed that out a bit, I completely withdraw that statement. That seems silly because if you're consistently playing Hearthstone anyway, then the bottom 10 ranks are redundant anyway, and there's never a reason to get rid of them. I retract my statement, Your Honor.
Fair enough.
As you were.
They were the developers have been talking about retooling the laddering system as well. So it's definitely a conversation that's been openly discussed within the community and within Blizzard apparently. So kind of cool that might actually come into fruition, that we might see some sort of different system that maybe doesn't require the level of grinding for Legend, because it's the same reason like Mushu was saying, like it's time is the limiting factor when it comes to getting a Legend for most people who can get to Legend. So like it's just time's a massive limiting factor for people.
Yeah, I don't think it is I don't think it's as limiting as people think it is. Like it
is for me.
That month I got to Legend it's not time, it's your win rate. It's your win rate versus your time. So if you have a really high win rate, then you'll do it quickly. And that's what I did in the May season. May. Because I had like such an obscene win rate. I had like a 70-75% win rate going to Legend. It took me like 2 weeks to get there. And that was playing like 2, maybe 3 hours a night sort of thing, like just when I come home from work. And so it's very heavily linked to your win rate, and obviously the lower your win rate is, the more time it'll take. So that's the big, like, time is definitely a limiting factor, but the lower your win rate, the longer it's going to take. So if you win more games, obviously, if you do better, it'll be quicker, sort of thing.
Yeah.
So I think it's not about, obviously you sort of have to pay your dues in that. I paid my dues because I had one time I remember I had 700 game season where I had only got to Legend in those last like 20 games. It's
right, sure.
Anyone who complains about how grindy it is isn't good enough to make Legend, like within a normal time frame. Like that's just what it is, I think, or hasn't figured out the meta, which still comes back to not being a good enough player to consistently make Legend. Like you're probably good enough to make Legend. Like it's going to take you a long time because I don't know what your win rate's at.
Right. Yeah. No, I mean,
well, Mike loves Priest. That's step one there.
Not this release. No.
Legend.
Yeah.
No, for me it is time. Now let me go back. I am not saying I'm the best player in the world. With the time, I have no problem getting to rank 5. Now, obviously, when your win rate, you can jump through to get to the rank 5 because of the win bonus. But like you said, I think it was last week or week before, 5 to Legend is where you start hitting the grindstone. And
yeah,
I mean, I can get to it. I've gotten, I think the busiest I've ever been, I did get to rank 1.
Exactly,
but I didn't have the time to continue, and that was the last week.
I don't think I think saying I didn't have the time is the big problem, and saying
I don't know.
I chose like doing other things, like
living and having a life and a family and work.
Yeah,
and
exactly. So there are limited hours in the day, and if you want to make Legend and Hearthstone while working full time and living a full life, you have to cut a couple of hours here and there. There's just no way around that, and then.
Now, I mean, and I think part of this discussion is, all right, do I feel entitled because of, again, I'm really trying not to sound like I'm the best Hearthstone player on the planet, but my time versus my skill, where I am good enough to do it. Can I do it as quickly as someone else, or as someone else, as some of the players who do it? Probably not. I'm probably not that good at the game, because I feel like at that point it's, all right, it's almost like skill. Someone's better than me because they can get there faster than me, based on where I'm at as far as skill level. And I wonder if that's the factor. And I don't feel like I deserve Legend based on my skill. It kind of sucks because, I mean, yeah, of course, I want it, but it's kind of like I got other things to do.
That's fair enough. And the problem I take is someone who has that sort of approach and says they should be Legend, they deserve to be Legend,
right,
and that it, like, as much as it is a skill thing, it's a commitment thing. If you can't commit to X amount of hours a week to get Hearthstone, to play enough games to get yourself to Legend, then I'm sorry, you do not deserve. Like, for example, I did not deserve to get to Legend last month because I didn't put Hearthstone high enough on my priority list to allow myself enough time to get there, so I didn't deserve it.
I almost wonder if you got to treat it like World of Warcraft, like rating. When I rated the most, we rated 8 to 12 hours a week. I wasn't working where I was working. I had a lot more free time at the time. But it was basically 4 to 6 hours, Tuesdays and Wednesday nights, and we raided, and we got stuff done. We got busy. But
That's
I wonder if it's rating is skill based. I think you'll agree with me on that, Mushu. But I don't know. Maybe it's right. Maybe it's a good correlation.
Yeah, it's not so much like it's just like the two games like sort of correlating. It's the concept of scheduling and allocating time to something. Look, I'm going to sit down and play Hearthstone. For these 2-3 hours. It doesn't even have to be 4. If you sit down and play Hearthstone for an hour, hour and a half every second night, and you're good, you're a decent player, you'll probably hit legend in the month, because that's like what 15. So there's like 20 something hours, like a day's worth of Hearthstone. Like you get pretty far. And obviously, as you get closer, you'll probably be incentivized to maybe spend 2 hours, 2.5 hours each, like every night. And that's the thing. It's like a little grind. I mean, what I did in the month that I made legend in May was that I found that it was very tilting to play after work. Like, if you win, it's great. If you lose, you're in a shit mood for the rest of the night. So what I did, I sort of allocated my weekends. Like, I'd wake up, at regular work time on Saturday morning at 7 o'clock and grind until 12 o'clock. Obviously, people have obligations and shit, but at the end of the day, you have to take some responsibility and say, fuck it, I'm not doing anything until after midday. I can go, go out with the wife or go hang out with friends and shit after midday, but until midday it is my Hearthstone time, and I'm getting to legend sort of thing. And I think
there are some people that could play 4 hours every single day for a month and would never get to legend because they don't have the card or the skill. I don't think everybody, if you play all day long, you're just not going to get to legend. I think there are those people. I guess it's win rate. I guess that's what it is.
I don't even think cards is a viable excuse anymore. Like, because the top tier. No, I like in the sense that if you're playing completely free to play, you can still, like, Zoo is still pretty good. Yeah. I mean, and like I'm grinding on my EU account for the Shaman deck. I guess, like, because there are very few. Obviously, Zoo is the Cadillac of cheap decks, but yeah, I don't think you don't need a good collection, a massive collection of legend.
I think it. I guess when someone says that, or I think about that, I always think about vanilla Hearthstone, way back where you had your Trump free to play decks. Every month he gets a legend on his thing, and then he'd go to his free play account and he'd do it. But
that lasted about 3 months, I think, because he definitely did. He did Warlock, he did Rogue, and I think there was one more, but he didn't. He did Mage. That was the third one. He didn't do all 9 classes because it was too hard.
Right.
Yeah. But the thing is, the reason this, I think part of the reason this gets conflated to not being true is the general. I'm sort of talking at my ass here because I don't really know, but the people who have incomplete collections are also much newer to the game, and so those two things together lead to them not having a good win rate. Whereas someone good at the game and goes back and starts a free-to-play account will have a better idea of how it all works, and thus sort of show it. So it's sort of like a little bit strange in that regard, because there's a couple more variables at play when you are trying to do it from the free-to-play angle. I mean, I've been listening to, I would smash the podcast, and one of the angry chicken write-ins was like this guy complaining about legendary cards are like ranked 17, and it's like, that's not a thing anymore. I mean, there's just so many free legendaries in the game that you can't really.
Well, and removal's rampant. Like, it's like, oh, you got rag? Okay, well, I just feel like I don't think that's consideration, because at Legend or Rank 5 or wherever you want to be, where you're gonna run into those cookie cutter decks that you can find everywhere. That everyone has basically the same build with a margin of error with a couple different cards. If you're playing against an Enzoth Paladin, to expect, this card, this card, this card, this card. They're gonna have those cards. You need removal for those cards. I just don't think that's a good response. And the removal's not at legendaries or anything like that. I just don't buy that.
Yeah, I think, yeah. Anyway, so as Brad has alluded to, sorry, go Brad.
I wanted to further that conversation real quick. So to the legend thing, do you guys think that the 1 month reset is something that maybe needs to be discussed as a change? Because I'll first state why I've heard people's argument for this. They claim that you have to, as a player, you're at rank 16 if you made legend in the previous season. People who are already at rank 16 when you start up are going to be playing people who are perhaps at a higher skill set for them, which is good for them probably. But the people that are at a higher skill set are going to have to spend 10, 20 hours a month trying to get back to high level Hearthstone play, which is what they maybe are more acclimated to or want to play.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Well, if you, I guess, sort of revamp the system towards it being like a more longitudinal thing, like 3 or 6 months, that's where you can sort of change the structure a bit. In that, so you can go from best of ones to say best of threes, because if you're squeezing it over the longer period of time, you have more time, obviously, and I think that would probably be a good thing. Hearthstone has always been sort of like this casual thing, and so month seasons have really sort of fit what they were going for.
Sure.
Yeah.
And definitely like dumping everybody into the pool of rank 16 is like, it's always chaos the first couple of days of the month. But I think if they ever wanted to look at it, there's definitely a lot of chaos at the start and at the end of the month, and then that sort of says to me that there's an issue. But that's probably the same in most games. I would think that League of Legends, for example, you have a large influx of play at the start of a season, and then when you announce the end of season rewards, a bunch more people play. So I don't think you can really get away from that. But I think if they want to make I thought about this before, that if you raise the amount of stars needed for each rank and then doubled the season length, you could do that and it'd be more or less the same. Maybe you wouldn't exactly double the amount of games needed. Like if you wanted to make it less of a grind, make it like 1.7, 1.8 times more stars or something like that. But yeah, and have 2 months.
5 to legend would be hell if you doubled the stars needed. Oh my god, that'd be brutal.
But you had 2 months to do it.
2 months. Yeah.
Or even instead of 5 stars, you make it like 7 or something like that. It's still doable. I don't know. I think there's enough Blizzard resources going at this. I just sort of tend to not worry about it too much.
I mean, I just feel like it'd be interesting to discuss it because I know it's been contested to some extent within the competitive scene, or like not even competitive, but like competitive players are like, man, I hate the grind because a lot of people are like, it's not beneficial to me to grind from 16 to 4 every single season, and those hours are wasted in my ability to test like competitively for certain decks or whatever.
I agree. I would like to see it, because ladder, it's become more and more evident that ladder and tournament play are 2 very different skills. There are some people who can do both as well. And I think in order to move towards a more consistent esport, I think having something in terms of the ranked play from home that reflects a little more of the tournament scene, whether it only be best of 3 or if you go the full 9 yards and play best of 5s and just do like an ELO ranking or something, which I don't think is the best idea. I think maybe at the most, if you bumped it back to 3-month seasons and play best of 3s, that would probably be like the best thing to do to align it with, I guess, tournament values. But yeah, I think something closing the gap between ladder and tournament play would be beneficial to take it as an esport more seriously.
What do you guys think if we came out with a version of, we'll just say ranked, where it's something like a best of 3? So we're standard is the best of 1. Would that be? I would enjoy something like that, where you go in and you pick 3 decks and you go.
Benefits, I think that benefits the better player generally more. And so I personally am for that, but I also understand that it's going to decrease the lesser player, the player that's not as successful in the game, their win rate a little bit. And that's a little more discouraging for them. However, I think that the funnest way to play the game is 3 game sets. I think it's more dynamic. It creates a more diverse meta system because there's more. You have to play multiple decks first.
You're not going to back shaman like I did.
Yeah, exactly. And so so you're not just like pissed off that everyone's on secret bot or whatever.
Right, right.
No one's playing secret bot paladin or whatever. Like there's not, those decks aren't just existing. No one's playing shaman bots or whatever. Like there's actually like some context to what they're doing and why they're making specific decisions within that 3-game set. Now, maybe not 3-game, or maybe you could create like a multi-game set is maybe the way to say it, because you could change it from month to month the way that, or maybe not month to month, maybe every season you could change the way that the you have to construct something, or you change the way that decks are played, or something along those lines. It's similar to how Tavern Brawl works, but maybe not as wacky and off the top, but some sort of stipulation in order to create diversity within the game and to keep basically the cards that have already known, the meta that's already defined, and make it more fresh and not as stale, in my opinion.
That would be awesome. I would really enjoy that. Maybe that's how you do your quote tournament mode. Maybe that's it.
That is tournament mode, basically.
Yeah, sounds good.
That would be awesome.
I got jet to the Bureau of Statistics to count people, but thank you for your time this morning. I'm going to go count all the things. I'll be back next week. If you want to follow me at Mushuman, I post about Pokemon Go at the moment, so get in the grind to level 30. But thank you, boys. You've been excellent. Enjoy. You should also talk about Karazhan, and Mike, you should discuss your love for Karazhan.
Oh my god, I love Karazhan.
All right, I'll catch you, boys.
All right, see ya.
Good luck catching them all and counting them all today, Mushu.
Thank you, sir.
Later, Mushu.
Nice.
So anyway, we should talk about Karazhan, and this is kind of the news that's been going on right now.
Yeah, go ahead. What's the backstory? Because you can't find it anymore, can you?
Well, okay, so Karazhan is basically confirmed at this point. It's still rumor mill that it will be the next solo adventure, right? It's I can't remember what it's like. Tower of Karazhan maybe is what the name of the solo adventure is, kind of the speculatory name.
Right.
But then today I saw a post on Reddit that was someone reposting some information from a Chinese group that put out like information potentially that was spoiling some cards for the set. And I, like, right before the podcast, I was like, oh, this was up on Reddit today. I should look for it, and I can't find it anymore, which is really interesting because it means one of two things. It means, one, it was confirmed to be a rumor and it was deleted by, like, the admins or something.
Right.
Or two, it was confirmed to be true. Or two, they were contacted by Blizzard to take it down or something. And so, which is interesting because although there were, like, 8 cards that were in this particular post, it was one of those things that kind of stood out to me because all the cards kind of made sense for the most part, and none of them really they make sense for where the game was, and none of them really felt like they were out of place for the most part. But one of them that stood out to me the most, and I hope this is actually a card because I think this card is incredibly powerful and potentially a game changer to the game a little bit. It's a 4-mana 4/3 legendary minion that was neutral that gave you a 1/1 weapon. And the 1/1 weapon was kill the minion that it deals damage to. So I don't know if this is a real card, but if this was a real card that's coming out of the new set, the new Solo Avenger, that's going to be fantastic. We'll know a little bit more about that here in the near future as the new set is getting announced on the 28th of July. So it'll be coming since the date of this recording, 8 days from this day. So it'll be Thursday, the 28th of July. And at that point, they'll announce everything about what's going on with the new set. Maybe we'll get some cards spoiled to us at that point. And from there, for those of you that are playing at home, from the Mushu standpoint, or the way that Mushu would say it, for those of you playing at home, the thing to keep in mind at that point is you maybe want to start sandbagging your gold if you're a free to play player and you want to spend your gold on the adventure. And then from there, it's just basically, I would expect 2 to 3 weeks after the announcement is kind of where I expect we should expect the release to be. So my guess is sometime mid-August, and my guess would also be just before the spring championships. So that mid-August would make sense. For the summer championships for Hearthstone Championship Tour. So my guess would be mid-August would be the release date. So about a month from now, we should expect, it's pretty safe estimation at this point to expect the solo adventure to come out.
Nice.
So that's the gist of what's going on with that in general. Tell us about your love of Karazhan. Why is everybody in love with Karazhan?
So Karazhan is all right. We'll just kind of go back a little bit with the lore here. Karazhan is a dungeon in World of Warcraft, and it goes back to Warcraft, like the original RTS game, like MS-DOS. Okay. Karazhan is where Medivh, who originally let the orcs into I guess the world, if you will. That's where he was. So he let folks in. Bad stuff happened, and that's it. But that's his home base. So the dungeon itself has a lot of people argue has some of the best encounters and bosses in the entire game. It's just a solid dungeon. I don't know the way to say it. There's one where you go. There's a chess game where the raiders play chess basically on a chessboard. That is the fight. There's another one where you go in. I guess it's a theater, and the encounter that you get is randomized. So it could be something like, chat, you'll have to help me out. Wizard of Oz themed, or I think it was a Cinderella, Red Riding Hood. I can't remember them all now. But that was all randomized. It was just a really, really cool. That the dungeon is huge. It's tall. It just goes up and up and up. But it's one of my favorite dungeons. I'm glad to see it coming. That's real exciting.
Yeah, and it's cool that like the solo adventure has the ability to take things like the chessboard mentality and sort of try and translate that into Hearthstone and create these dynamic boss scene or solo bosses to do for the adventure itself.
Right. Oh, definitely.
Sounds really cool.
Yeah.
Is that when you were like at your peak at Hearthstone? Or I mean, in WoW?
That was vanilla. Yeah, that was the very beginning. Like fresh, brand new. Yeah.
Okay.
So it's not. I mean, it's old, but it's been around a while. I think you can solo it right now, pretty much. So if you've got a high enough character, just jump in there and go check it out. But yeah, I'm really excited to see what they do because it's going to be spell based. So I'm wondering, are we going to see wands as an equipable item in Hearthstone?
Because we're right now, but we have weapons. Maybe a wand becomes a weapon.
Right.
And like to use it, you don't actually attack with it. You just like pull it up like you would normally attack, and then target it and becomes like a wand using a spell or something. That would be. And it has like 2 charges or something. That actually is a brilliant might.
That would be pretty sweet. I would like that.
That would be fantastic. Imagine like a 4-mana fiery war axe, right? But instead of you taking damage, it just does the wand effect and has 2 charges.
Right. I like it.
And that's like such an easy adaptation on weapons. Oh my God, Mike.
Can we do
genius.
Can we do it?
We did it, dude. We did it. DRC confirmed, man. That's actually a really good idea. Because it's so easy for them to program in something like that. Because you can say, instead of like taking damage from this, because all they have to do in the back end, it says, when you use your attack ability, the animation doesn't trigger.
Right.
Instead, like it shoots a lightning bolt out of your face. And then all the other thing they have to say is you don't take damage. Like that's the only coding difference, right? And so like coding that would be relatively simplistic comparative to something else because it follows a similar basis to something that's already existence.
Right. I guess you could have, because we have the hunter bow that you can attack and it doesn't do damage to face. I guess it would be something similar to that where you could say, it goes around taunt. I guess it could. Exactly. It goes around taunt. Basically, is what it would be. Yeah.
Or like make it only target minions, even or something, because you don't want to give mage like 6 more points of burn. Sure. Because you don't want to give fire war axe to mage. Like they'll just burn you in the face. They'll just play burn. They'll play mana worms, sorcerer's apprentices, the other 3/2 that gives bonus to your spells, and burn. And master drakes probably, maybe water elemental, and then just burn you. Yeah. That's not really that fun. Like aggro burn. we've seen that with shaman. It's not very fun.
No, not at all.
Not very interactive. But that would be so fantastic if we got wands.
Oh yeah, definitely.
The one thing that it would be interesting, because you said that it was very spell based. It'd be interesting that this might be the kind of set where we might see a legendary spell pop in. Yeah. I don't know if it will happen, but like if there's a way, if there's a time frame to do it, this might be the time frame to do it. And I know we've talked about that in past, but I think it might fit into this kind of set. So
that would be awesome.
Yeah, so that's what's been going on with Hearthstone this week. Other than that, it's going to be a pretty slow week from here on out. The Tavern Brawl is Raven Idol galore, some more randomness again. Typical Tavern Brawl type stuff.
That's how I like my Tavern Brawl. You know what I mean, though? Like that's what I want. I want it to just be stupid. right?
It's all right.
I don't know.
You said,
What do you feel?
I don't really want it. I just want my tavern brawl. This is how I get my tavern brawl. You know, this is how I want my tavern brawl. Get in, get out, get done. We're done with this. Get my pack.
Right.
That's kind of me with tavern brawl. I haven't really enjoyed one in a while to the
Yeah.
point where I feel like I play more.
Well,
And while I do like the Raven Idol one a little bit more because it gives you selection, people really go into the tank when you have selection like that. And so I think the discover mechanic's great, but it also makes the turns go longer.
That
And when
is
you're
true.
not this excited to play Tavern Brawl like I've been this week,
right.
it just makes it go a little bit longer, and you're just kind of like, I'm sitting here for another minute, and you're just waiting for them to make their pick, and then
Yeah.
It's 6 turns before anyone's really developing something. Maybe not that long, but it's gonna take a couple turns before anyone's developing something really great because your first few turns are just set up, and then after you set up, you can play stuff, and then every single turn you're still Raven idling. So there's a lot of like
Right.
lull time there, and that's just kind of sucks a little bit. So
I hear
yeah.
you. I hear you. I don't know. Like I am completely with you, but if I have to do it to get my pack, I want it to be around. I don't want to build a deck because at that point there's a meta, and it's no different than standard or wild. I don't like. That's not what Tavern Brawl is supposed to be to me. I want to just get in there, get out, done. And I don't know. If I lose RNG, that's fine too.
Yeah, I mean, sure. It does suck when you lose RNG like 7 games in a row, though.
Right, right.
But you know that's the nature of the game. Sometimes you just can't always be on the good side of luck.
Sure.
That's pretty much what's going on in Hearthstone right now.
Yeah,
Like, it's been
I mean,
all the time.
that's it. I think we're just looking forward to whatever's next. So you said like again 28th, right?
Yeah, so it should be coming out on Thursday. So it'll be about the time. So it'll be another 2 weeks before we really dive into what's going on with it. I'm sure.
Yeah.
But I'm sure within 7 days from now there'll be plenty of more information, kind of poking its head out from there on out.
Right. So we got the announcement of the announcement.
Yes.
Well, anything else? Anything else for those playing at home before we move forward? I got all three again. I got to do that every episode. Sorry.
The triple shot.
Oh, baby, a triple. Anything else?
No, that's pretty much it. I'm just gonna be socially eating potentially tonight. What time is it?
Socially
I might not be
eating?
able- Yeah.
That sounds fantastic.
Instead of playing games tonight, I might just socially eat. I don't know if I'm gonna have time tonight. I gotta figure out what my plans are with somebody else today. So I'll know for sure a little bit later. But I thought it'd be hilarious just to sit there and socially eat. It'd be awesome. I might do it. What I might do is I might just start like putting it into my stream on like Mondays or something, and just like, all right, we're taking a break for 30 minutes and socially eating for these 30 minutes or something like that.
So before we go, I just
Yeah.
want to know this. So
Yeah.
do you explain the food? Is it like a documentary where you're like, well, I've got some nutmeg and some cilantro. Like,
Well,
are you
okay.
like a sommelier but for food? Like I've got
What
some.
is a sommelier?
So a sommelier is someone who's like a wine expert. They'll like
Oh,
twist
okay,
it around
okay.
and sip it and be like, I got nutmeg and little like I feel like this is a 92 from West California. I'm getting hints.
That's exactly what I want to do, actually.
Okay, good.
I was watching other streams, and there was this one girl who was like Korean or something, and she had this like, and I just had it on mute because I just wanted to see like how these people interact for a second. She was total cam girl style, but like she had this like donut, and it was like wrapped in plastic, and it had like a smiling like it was like glazed over, and it had like a smiling like cat on the front or something. And though like for 5 minutes she sat there and she just held it, and like she's like, oh, look at it,
For
it's so
5
pretty.
minutes? Are you kidding me?
Literally like 5 minutes, not even a joke. Maybe even longer than 5 minutes. I'm not exaggerating here.
Wow.
And she's just holding this donut, and she's like, "Oh, check it out." She like starts taking her phone out and like taking pictures, and then like showing her phone to the screen, be like, "Hey, look, I'm on Instagram. This is my picture of me with this donut." And I'm just like, "Oh my god, this is ridiculous." And so I watched her, and then finally she took a bite of it, and it was like forever later, and I was just like, "All right, I'm done. Like, let's go to the next one." And then I watched another social eating stream, and it was a guy eating like KFC, and then he was like, "Yeah, I've been trying to like cut back on the calories that I'm consuming, and the whole time he's just eating. He's eating the whole time, like nonstop. Nugget out of his mouth, eating, chewed. Next nugget into his mouth, eating and chewing. And it was just like, wow, this is insane. And he's like, yeah, I've been trying to cut salt out of my diet and really like work on my diet now that I've been doing this more. And I'm like, oh my god, this guy's just eating like thousands and thousands of calories an hour and just sitting there and talking about it. And it wasn't even like he had a real good setup. It was just like a webcam on a table with a bunch of like junk behind him, and like he was just, and there were like 100 people watching him eat KFC. It was no, I'm sorry, it wasn't KFC, it was Chick-fil-A. But it was just ridiculous watching it. It was so ridiculous. So I watched that one. But there wasn't any streamer I saw that was like critiquing the food. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna be like, this robust flavor from this nice nutmeg like puree that I put on here has really brought out the rosemary that's sprinkled on top. And you'll notice that the garnish of arugula has really just made this a full-body meal that anyone can enjoy on the regular basis. I want to do that kind of style. I think it would be hilarious to do it. I'm totally going to do social eating more because I thought it was super fun last time, and I couldn't stop chuckling the whole time. So yeah, I'm going to have to make like sound effects for social eating too. So
yeah, you need to like do an edit on the mixer where it's got a low bass and you're like, yes, this KFC. I can taste sodium, a lot of sodium, hints of yellow 5.
Is that a red 42 I taste? That's delicious.
Potassium sodium nitrate. Just a hint, not too much. It's just right.
Dude, I've been working on like key mapping like different digital sound effects as well. And so I've got a lot of digital sound effects and analog sound effects that I've been using. So like there's always like the echo that I've been using on the regular all the time. But the other one that I've been messing around with now that's like super fun is the predator sound effects, because I've been playing in Hearthstone, I've been playing Beneath the Grounds. And so like whenever the ambush comes out from Beneath the Grounds and drops a 4/4 on the board, I'm just like, I play the predator sound effect. Can you hear that predator sound effect?
It?
Oh, you can't. Darn it. You can't hear it. It's because they don't have it set in there.
Is it him doing that?
It's like the clicking sound, like.
Oh yeah. That's awesome.
Like those kind of things, like the woodpecker kind of sound effects, and I have like multiple of them, and so like it's super creepy, but it's awesome. It super makes my day. So now I can like do echoing sound effects alongside of it and stuff, and just do all kinds of tomfoolery. I'm like more excited about making sound effects for the stream than I have been about anything else in a long time, because it's just super hilarious to do all these crazy sound effects. And so I've been like researching for hours like weird sound effects that would be fun to use. So yeah, that's also what's up in my life. Just to further inform you of what's going on in the world of Brad.
All right, well, that's episode 74. Don't forget you can follow us at www.deathbattlecrew.com on YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, all those places. Just search Death Battle Crew, right into us at mail@deathbattlecrew.com. Bradford Lee, where can people find you and do Predator sound effects around the week?
For doing Predator sound effects, you can find me at twitch.tv/Bradford Lee. If you want to watch me play Ambush, Inzoth, Yogg, Rogue at any time, I'm on the regular playing. Right now I'm on Reno, Inzoth, Yogg, Beneath the Grounds, Rogue. So it's even more complex. And I've been playing around with those decks. Super fun. Twitch.tv/Bradford Lee.
So I gotta know, what are you gonna socially eat this week? I want to know.
Dude, I have no idea.
Okay.
I'm probably kimchi, because kimchi is delicious.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
All
That's
right.
one thing I'll be doing for sure.
All right. So for the rest of the Death Battle Crew, I am Tech2, that is Bradford Lee, and you just heard earlier, Mr. Mushu, and we will see you next week.
Australia! Dude, by the way, after 20, like that's where it's like try hard mode at that point. Apparently leveling I hear is really hard at that point.
It's exponentially. I think I'm at like, I don't even know what it's at. It's like, I think it's 50K to get to 21. So I think it's like either 60 or 75. It must be 75K. But yeah, dude, I have nothing but time except for those like time that I work. Basically, because I work in the city, I'm already in like Pokestop Central. So I'm gonna take them to the ferry across to what's called South Perth, also known as Growler Central, and get an Arcanine going today. I think is the strat.
Nice.
That's
I live in the middle of nowhere, and I'm level 2 in Pokemon Go because it sucks out here.
That's my buddy lives out south of San Diego, and I'm like, even out there, he's just, yeah, I'm just too far from the city. There's nothing out here.
There's nothing here. There's the downtown strip where I live, and it's literally like a block that you can circle. And I downloaded Ingress. By the way, Mushu, you should download Ingress if you haven't downloaded Ingress. Ingress will show you the WR points, which is the points where there's most population density that's using their phones at any given time.
That's cool.
And Ingress is by the same company, but it's they base it on the same search algorithm. So it's you're just knowing the spawn spots basically at that point. But I started looking at it, and the spawn spots in my town is like one little block. It sucks.
Wow.
pretty funny because some of the Pokestops aren't there anymore. It's like for example, in Perth, when I get off the train, there's a Pokestop called the Giant Red Kangaroos or Giant Pink Kangaroos, and I cannot see them. I do not know where they are. I think because they built a building there in the last couple of years, so I think those kangaroos are long dead.
You gotta get in the middle of that building somehow.
Yeah.
Exactly. You should be like, where the fuck are these kangaroos?
I was reading up on it. I saw an article where this guy owns a coffee shop. I don't know where it was, but he said he saved his Pokemon Go saved his business because he spends half his day selling coffee and the other half putting out lures.
Yeah, totally.
To get people to stop there. So it's like people stop all of the time now because of it. Like,
yeah, and I was talking to my mom. She runs a farmer's market stand in Ohio, and I was like, you just need to set lures every single time because your stand will be the most popular of the whole entire thing. Your area will just be completely jam-packed. And she's like, oh, how do I do all this? I taught her how to set lures with Pokemon Go. And I don't know if she's done it, but like, it's like you're just literally gonna make a killing because everybody's gonna go there, and it's in like the circle of this like town, like it's in like the epicenter of the town, and so it's just a perfect spot for that.
Yeah.
So it's already a huge amount of people going there, but then you just do that, and it's insane.
Nice.
Anyway.
Yeah, dude. There's a pub, an Irish bar or pub down the road from where I work that's in the middle of two Pokestops. So I'm rallying the lads, and we're gonna go get fucked up. And Pokestop that shit because that's all you need because they're on 5-minute respawns. So you just sit somewhere for a while. But yeah, all right. So 75k XP to get to level 22. I'm planning to like get to 30 by the end of next week, depending how my weekend goes. Just because like I really want to get like get done with the Pokedex because they're alluding to trading coming in, and I think once trading comes in, it won't be hard to get a complete Pokedex. So I want to get it done because it's hard at the moment. Whereas it's not going to be hard in a little bit.
Are they going to like make the battle system actually like the handheld game? Or are they
the battle system I think is pretty good. It's like very because turn-based combat would be really slow. This is really active. Like granted, it like suffers so hard with lag. Like if you've got good ping on your mobile internet, you're laughing. Particularly if you know how to play, because you can dodge moves and shit with this. It's really good. Like it's really simple combat. Like you can just sit there and mash buttons if you want to, or you can go to the next level and just dodge shit all the time. It's really good. It's really fun. But you obviously, if you lag, you get fucked, and that's when it feels really bad. But other than that, I've really enjoyed the combat. I don't like the gym system at the moment though, because it's way too easy to take a gym. Like gyms are swapping every 5 minutes in the city. It's fucked up. Like it's too hard to hold a gym because you can't do anything. Like you can have like a 10-tier gym, and all people have to do is beat the first like Pokemon enough times that your gym will lose prestige to the point where it just like folds. So I would like to see something like you have to beat the entire gym in order, because you can gang up. It doesn't have to be 1v1. You can have like 4v1 versus each Pokemon. I think you should have to clear the entire gym to make that gym lose prestige. But this is a Hearthstone podcast, and I have burdened everyone enough with my Pokemon Go talk. Unless you would like to see more Pokemon Go talk on this podcast, send your keepers to Brad.
I have to make one more quick comment. There was a video made of this guy who's like, hey, I've made this mod for Pokemon Go, and he's like, based on the accelerometer on your phone, you can just shake your phone, and it's gonna create a better Pokeball catching mechanism. And then it's like a parody, and he goes, all right, now we're gonna try it. He chucks his throw on the ground, like cracks it and throws it in half. It's so funny. He's like, oh, and he picks it back up. He's like, we caught him. We caught a Pikachu or whatever it was. It's the greatest video. I could not stop laughing. It's perfect mod.
The thing I really fucking love about this game is all the misinformation that's out there. Like everyone's like saying this shit works. Obviously, it's slowly getting solved, but the amount of like rumors and shit that were going around last week were fucking great. I think one of the big ones was naming your EVs after the team leaders. So if you wanted a Vaporeon, you named it Raina, and named the EV Raina, and it would evolve into Raina. Now that one turned out to be true. So there's a little Easter egg. There are also other little Easter eggs if you ignore the starter Pokemon right at the start for a couple of a level or two. Eventually, you can pick Pikachu as your starter, like Ash does in the anime.
Oh no shit! Damn it, I screwed up.
Is that real?
I'm only like level 1. Can you restart your account?
No, you have to start a new account.
All right, I'm starting over.
Well, you just make another Google account. It's fine. And then the other, I haven't heard anything about this like since. But if you ignore a team forever until you get to level 15, you can join Team Rocket. I don't think that one's true though. Yeah, just shit like that, and like evolving Pokemon and like leveling Pokemon up, and just the best ways to do it and stuff, and like combat levels and it's good stuff. Dude, I'm so balls deep. Ridiculous.